هات الشم سبحان الله. It's super delayed on the right side. हो इनकी. Typical divergent shit. यार क्या है ये? Who does that, bro? Yes. Yes. Had to step there. Do that. He had no idea what mix-up I was about. He just freaking threw that shit, bro. How sweet? No? Okay. Brain deadness continues. And in between anything, I just hate this character and everyone who plays it. Oh my god, of course. Don't you want to do L button? Oh, we're both wearing the same kind of suit. रहा है किसी इनमें से बेचारों को ना फॉरेन का मैचअप ही मुझे मुझे इस म्यूजिक का लिंक देना ज़रूर आए 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 यार बकवास हाय 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 क्या बात है यार ये राउंड क्लिक करते जाओ मेरी जान आज तो क्या बात है यार ये राउंड बुलाई हो रही Oh, even better. Oh, even better. Yeah. Stay down.
더는 무승부라는 소리는 못하겠지?
Finish that shit, man. Hey, what did you do? That was supposed to be a running tree. Oh, thank you. Oh, nice smash again. Getting taken God ये बहनदा नहीं तू अच्छा जमीन में से आप थल्ले मारी जाने से बहना नहीं Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing great, and we're having some good times. Working and getting some stuff done. So meanwhile, uh, there's some trailers are dropping left, right, center. I was very eagerly watching Bleach the other day, and yeah, the Bleach game is out now. Like, I wonder, like, I couldn't really get my hold of it just yet. But yeah, now Cristiano Ronaldo trailer, like on top of everything, we had to go through this. And apparently, yes, guys are at it. They're talking about season 2, man. This is the debate that where I actually didn't want it to get into.
You aren't supposed if you don't go into the part of the game where you learn how
Trust
to deal
me.
with what the other guy's doing. You make your attack. You learn how to make your attacks really strong, and then you learn how to make the other guy's attacks weak. Right? That's the part of the game that you get to after you've been playing for just a couple months, even.
Okay.
Right? Like,
let's
and that's
see.
where a lot of the player base gets to, and that's where they start getting frustrated, and that's where they start getting annoyed. So even if they're happy in their first couple of months, right? Eventually they'll have to start dealing with the other guy, and they have to recognize that as a crucial part of the player experience.
I see. Okay. No, I agree with you. I agree. I think that for me, bro, and Joker knows this, yeah. I still don't know what Reina's doing, bro. This character is spinning around doing this, and every time I see a Reina player and I'm sat next to Joker, I'm like, Joker, is that a new move? Nah, she's had that since the beginning, bro. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I always see something new every time I watch a
yes, you guys are
too. So, yeah, I mean, now there's, like you said,
too busy tier whoring. That's why
she can transition into her stance.
You guys don't know what
so much
and how that character gets played,
I hope that
right?
the nerfs do balance that out, but I am not. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna help too much. But yeah, I mean, Reina looks very, very strong, as does Asuka. Multiple characters here. I don't want to show all of them because we're gonna be here forever. But Azucena, got some new buffs, and I think that there were people that were not too happy with some of the stuff that she had, like the running 3-2 into stance now. I know, Joker, we were speaking about this before, and she has a counter hit launcher which is +2 that looks like it crushes as well from lib stance. Just overall, what do you guys think about Azucena and the changes that she got here? Yeah, Kavis,
I mean, running 3-2 into stance, it's not as bad. Like, when I thought about it, it's not as bad as what I was first. Because again, she shouldn't be able to loop it, I guess, if she goes to stance.
Running 3-2 leads to a stance. There are 2 trailers, by the way.
Players start doing 4-4, 3+4.
Yeah,
I'm doing that into stance, so it's gonna be pretty much the same.
I've only seen the. Oh my god. Let's not go there. We will watch it together. Let me just hear these guys out.
She has the auto low parry from the stance. And then if you try and jab, she has the auto evade. So it's like, okay, it kind of makes an annoying mind game there. That new low looks weird. Like, sorry, what's a mid? The new
That's a mid. That's a mid.
Not a low. she gets low. It looks weird. Like the animation.
That's a mid.
It looks so weird.
So that's amazing that Azu has this now. I think she
evades a lot in the starts. I don't know how.
Of course, I mean, there is a depth to the character. If you're not gonna use the character to its full potential, then devs are gonna add stuff, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think overall, I think the new full crouch low is annoying, especially because of he engaged change, and then was it +5, and then there's more stance mix-ups, and it's just more Tekken 8, I guess. It's more Tekken 8.
Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it.
I hope we see another list of changes with her. Like, the stands no longer auto low parries or something, right? What if that's the case, right? That's kind of what I meant when I said I can't really form too much of an opinion.
Yeah, we can't
before I see the whole list of changes.
Because those changes might be absolutely fair, given the if we look comprehensively at the character, at all the changes, right? So we can't sit here and be like, oh, in the context of how Azucena is now, if we don't change anything else, then yeah, of course. I mean that's crazy, but she may have been changed in other ways as well.
I need to do one thing really quickly.
Season 3, she was given some stuff, but she was also nerfed heavily in other
supposed
ways as well.
to drop a link.
But Devil Jin, I think a lot of people expected Devil Jin to get some buffs, and he got a new enhanced hell sweep and down forward 1-2, 13 frame punish now, natural combo. I see Speed. You're not happy about that one. It looks like. What do you think
Yeah.
of
One thing really
the Devil Jin changes?
Yo, okay, so I have no problem with the down forward 1-2. I have no problem with them going crazy into his going more to his crazy playstyle. The problem I have is why does he have down forward 1-4
Yeah,
or
the mid.
whatever the input is, right? I don't think every high string needs a mid. It doesn't. It's not, you can just not do the string. You can just accept that it's risky to do the string when you do the string. I don't know why we always need to have like that little by the way, there's a mid here, and when the mid is just -13 or something, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That kind of annoys
Okay.
me a bit.
We're back.
Overall, they're turning our Mishimas. They're like doing the worst to our what were previously our fundamental characters, right? Those were like our Ryus, our Shotos of this game, where they were like the guys you would look, you'd look to Mishima players if you wanted to see the solid fundamentals. Now Reina's in stance and Devil Jin is making people guess off of down forward 1 and in going into fly and doing unblockable highs, and it's rough, man.
Joker,
I wasn't liking it.
as a Mishima player, what do you?
I think it's a really good change. They just want more Mishimas in tournaments. It makes sense, honestly.
They
I
want
can't
Kudos to win?
disagree
Is that
with
what it is?
Joker on
Yeah,
this.
no one could answer it. If I'm being honest,
We
I don't
definitely
like
need
it.
more
I
Mishima
hate,
players.
again,
Everyone is
move.
carried these
Just
days.
seen a new move
I
that
can't believe even
I don't
Jin
like it
players
at all.
got away with
The
that.
hell sweep one is insane to me, honestly. The hell sweep one for me is it makes no sense. It does how much damage? 60 damage? Doesn't take
And
that
that
much
we,
of the
we
heat.
that we don't know if that's optimal, by the way, but 60 damage, yeah.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. We don't even know if that's optimal, and it doesn't take that much of the heat bar. Now, again, you saw how much of the heat bar it just took there, and we haven't optimized it. And again, this comes back to what I was saying months ago. Heat consumption for characters is so important, and it just feels like they haven't learned their lesson. Honestly, like, why can he do a hell sweep that takes that much? Like, it doesn't even take much.
Oh my
Bro,
god, look at the
he-
combos
Why
that Devil
Why
Jin
does his
has
combo look
now.
like some mod move list
I haven't
extra
even
log
seen
log
this
log
part.
log
Can you
log
believe
log?
that?
Edge
Couldn't care
category,
less.
That's gonna floor break.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they need to. I don't know.
Oh my
I love Mishimas.
god.
I love watching other Mishima players.
Hell
play,
sweep.
but I'm not a fan.
Tornado.
But again, but why are you not a fan? Is it just because the damage is too much, or like let's say if the heat consumption was half the bar, would you be okay with it then?
Yes, if it
Okay.
was half the bar, I'd understand. But you're telling me in heat, I'm gonna have to hold 2, 3 hell sweeps potentially, and then
CD1
die.
plus 2 as
Like
well.
CD1 + 2, upward 3 + 4, 1 + 2. Like
Mm.
nah, man. And it's just sad because I just see so much Devilgen downplay and complaining on Twitter every day, and I guess the developers are listening to them.
That feels like it feels like a heat smash level move.
Yeah,
Oh,
it does.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
look at the damage.
80
Rage drive.
like the Devilgen optimizers were saying they could probably get 80 at
Yeah,
least.
let Momo Dog touch this move, man.
Yeah,
They could-
Momo
they
Dog
could
said
get 10,000.
82 or something like that, and I was like, so you're telling me they could do that twice? I don't have enough HP for
More
that.
than twice.
More than twice.
You can do that 3 times probably.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I don't have enough HP to deal with that, man. So I
I'd
don't know.
like to say Foreign can only do 2 health sweeps right now as well. Like
Oh
I
my
feel like
God.
let him do.
He had to get the right. He had to get the Horang downplay in there as well.
Can I get extra health sweep if Devil Jin
I-
gets extra of these? That would be nice.
Honestly, I think heat consumption, and again, something I want to mention
Yeah.
is the low heat. I mean, the previously low heat smashes. Like you're
Yes.
telling me you're gonna be able to do that multiple times as well.
They're indirectly
So,
talking
yeah,
about
that brings us
Poring.
beautifully onto the next point then. So now, previously moves that were low heat smashes are now enhanced moves. As you can see here, Jun has multiple moves actually. She has been given from stance forward 1 + 2. Previously, actually couldn't go in stance, but now she can go into a Miyare, which is the stance with the projectile, and can do a +6 homing move from it. And she can also go into Izumo, where she can do the previously low heat smash. And forward 1 + 2, by the way, is a chip move. You can see that is chipped Jin, and it's +6 on block. So they have this is a big change to Jun. Now she can go into multiple stances,
Hmm.
and as you can see here, I'm actually going to show you. She went into Miyare and did this homing move, which is 20 frames and +6. And if you keep watching, you'll see her do forward 1 + 2 into she does it, but we'll see that she'll go into Izumo and then also do the low heat smash, which is now not a heat smash. Speed kicks, you made a big reaction there. What do you think?
Oh man, you were listing out so many aggressive properties on June. I'm so glad that this character with cans and back three and up forward three and forward two with punish and every and her all her parries and her sabakus can now also be a stance mix up character for us. I'm glad. It really fit. You know, the June players, they were really struggling out here. They're always really confused about what to do.
Well, actually, the on the Tekken talk, it was said that Jun previously has had trouble opening up opponents. That's a quote from
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I also had a problem opening up June, so you know I'm glad for her. I'm,
I don't get that.
I'm glad.
Get that.
I'm glad she
Despite
gets
being
to
one of
attack
the
me
best
while I'm
content
struggling to attack
creators in
her
the
now.
park, FGC, your
So
followers and
I
viewers
think Steve
count
is
as
so happy
solo.
with that. Fee,
You should have
what do you make of
at
this one?
least
A
a
stance
thousand
visit.
live
I'm asking
viewers
you
since
about
you're the solo
the low
representative of
actually
our
as well. So
community
the
that
low was
has a
that would
major
previously heat smash, but we're
contribution
going
to
to see it with Zafina later on
content
as well.
in competitive.
This low was a heat smash, but
I have no
in advanced
complaint. I've
mode, she was
started
like 30%
expecting
overall
lease
farm,
from
but
people,
also
and
it
my
did
streams
repeat
are not for
of the
people
stuff.
anymore.
Yeah,
They are
I
for
mean, I think they
myself
work together. I
to
think
be
that
able
those
to
two
talk
changes
about
can
what I
be
want to talk
more or less
about,
treated as a unit, right? They're both
and that's
designed to
all,
give
man.
June offensive
That's
options. And
apparently how it
earlier I
is
talked about
now.
how
So
every character has their own
I'm
kind of
thankful
gimmick
that
and
I'm
their
able
rules that's
to,
built in. And I thought
like
June
do
did a
these
really good job of
streams.
that.
If
Her
I
moves were
was,
crazy
like
tracking. She had
busy
these
with
defensive options that were
other
so good
stuff,
at stopping
I
you
wouldn't
from
have been able
reliably
to.
attacking her. And I thought that was a cool gimmick. Like she was a character I was looking at picking because like I felt like it played to my strengths. I could poke, poke, poke. If you overextended to me, I could just delete half your health bar
Yeah.
with my defensive option. Giving her stance offense kind of waters down, I think, that kind of clear design. Again, completely not considering power level or whether she's unbalanced, whether she's top tier or bottom tier. It just feels like they're leaving that old identity for either a more enhanced new identity,
Hmm.
or if they do give her compensation nerfs, then it's just a changed identity altogether.
Right.
So for that reason, I'm not a fan of it. Where we're losing another defensive poking character for a stance mix-up character, based on
Hmm.
what we've seen so far in changes.
Yeah, I think people saw my reaction. I didn't know that this new Miyare 1+2 plus 6 homing move could actually leave her in stance, and you can go for the sweep afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do
Hmm.
forward 1+2, Miyare 1+2, and then stay in stance and do another mix up.
Yes. Walaikum
Oh,
assalam.
okay.
Right.
John,
June finally
what do
top
you think
tier.
about this?
Well, this is why
And
I'm
I think
keeping
June
all
again
of my
will go into
opinions to
stance, and I
myself
think
for
that's
now
why
because
not, man. At this point, why
until
not?
or unless I don't
Yeah,
see
honest
the
take,
patch
honestly,
notes,
honestly,
I
I don't
can't
like
tell
it.
who is
Honestly,
better and who's
again,
not.
it's why can't you go into stance after forward 1+2? Like I don't get it.
Show support
Why
for you.
stance
Thank you very
after
much, No
like
Sherwan.
you have a
That's
move
really,
with
really
like
so
10 base
kind
and
of
you
you.
go into
Thank you,
stance, you know?
man.
Like
Much love. I
I don't
appreciate
like
it,
that.
dude.
It's just homogenizing so many characters, and again, it's the same with the new moves we've seen. New move into stance. Like, is that the only way?
Walaikum
Is that
salam.
the way of
It's
season 2? New move into stance. Like, I don't get it.
you know
Yeah,
what
I
this
mean,
reminds me of? Like this is a design
I
of
think she is better now. Like,
other
of
characters don't
course,
get
there are
any
some
character comes to mind
strings
immediately,
where
but when he
characters
does running
struggle.
free,
I think
he
they're
doesn't do the
definitely
handstand. He
opening
then
doors
goes
for
for the
those
throw,
characters.
and if you don't duck the throw, he then goes into relaxed stance. It's like running through because you blocked the running three. It's now guess for the throw. You didn't break it, and now another stance mix up. And
Yeah.
he can also do running three into the plus and block mid right into
Into
relaxed
relax.
stance as
Yeah,
well, right? So it's like
She
from
has a
just
forward
because you're
four
the running three,
to
yeah.
make
you're
sure
now
you're
using
not
quick mode. If
stepping.
you're not active, if you don't maybe power crush or sidestep
More
the mid from there,
50-50.
you're then
Yeah,
taking
that
two
seems like a
stances in the
norm
space of
for season 2.
2 seconds, all because of this one running three. It's stance into stance into stance, and like it's
It just
now we're seeing Jun do it as well, and who else? Jin has running three into stance. I don't know,
it
man.
just feels
Yeah,
like
Jin
everyone
has a
keeps
running
saying
3
that. Like Azucena's running 3 to Jin
Zen
to
stance.
Jun. I
Wow.
don't like it. Like we need to see something different, you know. And again, I'm not a big fan of the stance into mix up. Like get rid of that. I think it's not good.
Yeah, so you make a very very good point, Karis. Like, and the other lads as well said something that was very interesting as well. I think Jun was always like a defensive character. She had a great 12 frame magic 4. She has like down 4 poke.
Hmm.
She's that kind of chip you down kind of character with pokes down forward 1, back 2. And then she has access to these plus on block moves like forward four run pursuit. I think forward four run pursuit didn't need to be buffed. I think it has utility, especially after a heat engager, right? You just do a forward four run pursuit. It does so much chip. It's +6. You have homing moves which give guaranteed moves as well.
What
So
are
it's
these
very
guys
consistent.
talking about?
But
When
yeah, she did. I don't think she's
Jack
strong enough to open up a
gets to
like,
do a
I think it's
running,
going to work differently, like compared to other
running
characters.
one
She's very different.
or running
in
two,
game
and
play,
then
right?
he
Like,
goes into stance so well. Well, if that's your logic, then
she has great
Jun
poke
can
counter.
do
So
that too.
if you really think that Jun was struggling to open up opponents, buff her down back 3. You like buff some of her pokes because she's a poke character. But now, it looks like she has become a little bit more like Eddie, where it's like running 1+2 into Miare 1+2, and that now leaves her in stance again, and it's like stance into stance, plus frames into plus frames, into more mix up, and it's
This
like
is it.
I
This
don't
is Tekken 8.
I personally don't like that because I used to read I still
Are
do read
gonna
up
be
on Jun playing
running
like,
wild in Battle
Density
Fury.
is
Yeah.
that whole poke
I'm
character,
already
right? And
seeing
it's like
so many
really trying to get
conversations in one of the
maybe they're trying
fighting
to
games
change her
group.
identity to be more like a kind of stance heavy character as well. But in the beginning of Tekken 8, before the game came out, actually, when I got a chance to play Tekken 8 at the Bandai Namco European office, like a year before the release, Jun was actually the character I played the most, and I was like, wow, this character's cool because she's like a chip damage character, it seems like, and she's like a poking character. I really like this, but it looks like they're trying to change the direction of this character to be similar to like Kaywa said, an Eddie. And yeah, I don't. I think that there's other things that could be done with Jun to like make her be able to open up an opponent, and that doesn't revolve around kind of utilizing stances too much. Like buff her pokes. I think if you buff her pokes, then
Now I'm happy
she's
that
a poke character.
Edge
That
is
is one
playing
thing that
Horeng.
could definitely make
They
it
will
better.
definitely
That might
reconsider,
+4,
you
for
know,
example. It's
nerfing
impossible
him.
to do it, but I'm
That's
saying
how
maybe
I
give an
feel.
example of something you could do, right? To make it harder
Speed
for
is
an
going
opponent
to
move
go
around
wild
you,
with
or,
Ronaldo.
it's easier for a Jun to open you up. But yeah, I
Bag
get
and
what
Soul
I agree
Tracker
with
commentary
everything
duo
you guys
was
said.
unbeatable.
But I didn't
I
get
missed
an
that
opinion from
Akraka.
from you about the low heat smash now being just a
Been a
normal
long
move.
time.
Like, because you already had that with Horang, by the way, yeah? You already had that with Horang.
Okay.
Yeah?
Well, see, so with this, there's one good point and one bad point. Let's go for balance. So
Yeah.
one bad point is, again, it's just a more oppressive stance offense.
Hmm.
Go into stance and add this powerful low. Like, I wonder if it still wall spats from as far as it does as well. It's powerful low. So that's really annoying. But the good point is now I can low parry it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I hope. Like, I hope I
hope.
can. I don't know if they keep it as a heat smash. The properties. Also, like on that topic, I think with heat smashes, we should be able to power crush them. There should be counts because going back to Anna's one, like I if I can't step that, if actually if it's plus on block, I can't step it. She goes into full crash after potentially. I feel like that also these power crush heat smashes or something. I don't know, but that's the heat smashes, like you mentioned, the Korean players mentioned, they're too strong right now, honestly.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. So now we're moving on to quickly. I want to go through these characters quickly if we can. Zafina, and I think we have to talk about Zafina here because I think most people thought that she was gonna get buffed, and she did. Shadow smiling, and I'm smiling, man. I'm kind of happy as well. But I do have an issue with one of the moves that was added in, and it is back 1+2. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys what I think about this as a Zafina main, and why I think it's an issue actually. Now, I don't think that Zaf needed a move like that, but they do want to play around this character as being someone who takes chip damage and gives chip damage as well, right? So she takes chip damage herself. But this back 1+2 move, look at the chip that it does to both you and your opponent, and look at the pushback. If this move has good tracking, I could literally just spam this against you, and we'll both be losing chip until we're 1 HP, and then next hit kills. Like, what can you do? Like, look at the pushback. I'm gonna just do back 1+2, back 1+2, back 1+2, and you're gonna keep on taking that, push back to range 3, and then with Zafina's backdash, it's not like you could do anything, right? Her backdash is really good. Is it homing? If it is homing, then that's crazy. Then like if it's homing, I think it is homing. Then look at the pushback and look at the chip. I think he keeps doing it. Look, let's have a look at the chip that it does. So you keep doing it. Did you see how much chip that was just from a few hits? I think that move is a problem, and I don't even need to ask you guys about that. I know you guys are also going to think that it's a problem as well. But I think maybe they thought that Zafina had some issue with tracking, even though I don't think that she did. Yeah, it's one of her weaknesses that she had. Maybe her pokes were weak to sidestep left, but she has forward 4, which is a homing mid. She has forward 2, which is a homing plus on block mid high. And then she also now has running 1+2, which is a homing +8 or whatever knockdown. Like she has more homing moves now, so they already got rid of that weakness in a way, and now they're giving her this back 1+2, which I think is kind of crazy. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna ask Joker. What do you think of this one, man? What's your opinion on this one, Joker?
I think Zafina needed better tracking. If we're being honest, like her homing moves weren't great enough. She didn't have good range, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
gave her plus two.
Okay.
If I'm being honest,
Look who's
Yeah.
talking. A Feng player
I'm not a fan at all. Honestly, I
who
don't
has a
understand
backhand
why
power,
it's a.
let alone
Say it again.
backdashes.
Why
Yeah,
is it like off screen mid? Like it makes no sense whatsoever. It's safe as well. Like
Like,
I don't get it.
When
Like
she has Azazel
it's
Cloud,
not
she can
always
block,
about
right?
It's
downplaying. It's about
he has
if you want to be
yeah,
really just,
like
Nice.
install.
if you really want to be
makes
just
no sense,
towards
man. Like I don't
a
get it.
character and how they should be,
Look
then,
at
you
the
know,
chip, bro. Look
see
at the chip. I'm telling you,
overall
I'm just
how it's
spamming this until
impacting
we're
in the
both
game.
almost dead. Like that's what I'm gonna do. This is crazy, man. Fee, what do you think of this, man?
Yeah, you know, with that level of coverage in that move, with the level of coverage she has with running 1+2, I'm supposed to stand block. I think. I don't. Maybe I can go in and hit her if I'm
Oh,
fast
you
enough,
can
but
step when you're too
at least when
close.
I perceive, I have
Yes.
a problem hitting Zafina already.
You
You know,
can
so
only step
I
when you are
I don't
too
know if I'm supposed to
close.
hit her. I don't
That's
know if I'm
it.
supposed to block. Like, is it parryable? Maybe not because it's Azazel's hand. I don't know.
Mm.
So like, I
Bro.
feel like this is another case where
Bro.
I'm very glad the Zafina
Season
player's having
2.
fun using
Yeah,
this
look,
move.
look,
I'm just
I'm
here.
happy as a Svina player
Looks
that you
hella
saw her
depressed
behind, but
right
also I'm
now.
not happy because I think that you know.
Hmm.
So for example, we just saw her new low from Scarecrow down forward 2+4. I think it is her Scarecrow down forward 4 was good enough. It's like a really good low. It's like +7, gives you a lot of plus frames. It can go into stance as well, and now there's like a much heavier option. Look, I think that is crazy, but again, I need to see all the different changes to Zafina as well. But that is insane. I mean, she is a lot
Yeah.
more, a lot stronger now with this. And you can see I'm gonna try and show you. So I think there it is. So that's the back 1+2. It becomes +4 with the install.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What's the counterplay, bro? Like that's kind of crazy. Speaking, do you see? You're an analytical guy. You know, you're a genius. What's the counterplay to this?
Jimmy.
Um, you can power crush.
Ah, okay.
They want you tossing out power crushes in neutral,
Okay.
or you can hit her first. Zafina, you can hit her first. By the way, the character that crushes everything and has the best movement, some of the best move. Yeah, you can hit her before she hits you. You can go for that,
That's
or
quite
just
clever.
let her do it, or just let her do it to you. But
Yeah.
seriously
That's
though,
the only way.
it's
I-
goes back to what I was
He's
saying earlier
absolutely
about
correct.
the counterplay
You just have
being
to
like,
freaking
the removing
rush
counterplay
that.
means
There's
removing game
no
theory.
other
If
other
this
way.
character has a weakness of sidestep, and then we just say here, by the way, there's a mid homing range 3 move
Yeah.
that is plus on block also when you have the when they have power up, right?
I'm glad he mentioned range
Then it
3.
is removing a lot of what I can do against the character. I think the design team has they're they address things the right things, right? But they do it kind of not in the best way, I think.
Mhm.
Where over time, obviously there's throughout Tekken 8's lifespan, there's been things that were clearly egregious, things that needed to go, right? Like Dragonov's everything. QCF, we're complaining about QCF4 because QCF4 it is plus on block, it goes full screen, it's hard to step, it knocks down, it hits grounded, right? It does all the stuff. They nerf it
Blue
by
and purple,
reducing the
so
damage that you get off it,
Eliza
basically by
is
removing the wall
impossible
hit,
since her color is
the wall
crimson.
stuff, so you don't get a
Yes.
combo off of it, right?
Mhm.
But we're not complaining about the damage. We're complaining
Blue
about how it beats everything.
Levo Long
And
is
then
possible,
so
yes.
they make
And the last
reward changes when there needs to be
green
design changes,
color
and they
felt
make
like
design changes when there needs to be
Murdoch,
reward
but
changes, right? Like June, she didn't
then
need.
they also
She did
said it's
need some
gonna be a
help,
new
right? The character
character.
was kind of weak,
Mm.
but we weren't saying, hey, June's design needs to change. We were saying she give her more poke damage, right? Let her
Right.
poke let her poke stand out more. Make it easier
Mm.
to find success with the character, but not change her whole design, right?
Mm.
So they're making, if they could separate like when
Hi,
does
hi,
a
hi.
when
Bruce,
do we need to make
bro.
a character
Bruce
change
comes
to
back.
the counterplay this
Bro,
character loses to, right? When do we
although
need to make a change to
they've
what the
given
character
all
actually does in game
those
versus when do we need to make a change to the rewards
fan
the character
favorite
gets for what they're
characters
already
back.
doing.
So I'm assuming
It
that
would probably
we
lead to a lot
might
healthier
get
changes to the game
Bruce
overall.
back
I think
as
this is
well.
an example of a poor one by with the Zafina.
So amplify the strengths of a character. Amplify what the identity is of that character, right? Rather than giving
Yeah.
her a new identity, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, or trying to patch holes into the identity, right? So they'll go, hey, this character is weak, and this character must be weak because they can't do this. Well, no, this character is weak because the thing they do isn't strong enough. You can give them things that you can make what they do, what they already do stronger, as opposed to trying to cover what they can't do.
For example, like we go back to
Hmm.
Jun, like we were talking about Jun,
Yeah.
make her down back 3 more plus on block, plus on hit. Sorry, make it do more damage. That way you are opening up the opponent easier
Yes,
and better with something that is within her identity.
down
And
back
that
3
should
needs
make
to have
her
more
lose her
damage
identity and making her
for
more
Jun
of a
because
character, which she wasn't
his
before.
husband does more damage without
That is something I hope that we do see. And again,
any
by
brain
the way,
power.
lads that are watching, we here on the panel, we don't know all the changes that have been made to the characters. So we're all trying to, we're looking at this isolated. We're looking at these moves, which is what you guys want us to do, and we're doing that. But we have to remember that 1,500 changes have been made to all the characters across the cast, and we're clearly seeing that there are some design changes to characters, which is, you can have your opinion about it, whether it's good or bad, but we don't know what the actual power scaling of these characters is going to be. We don't know if Jun is actually just going to be like just unbelievably strong now and obnoxious because of the stance stuff. We don't know if Zafina has been nerfed in other ways. But even though that, I feel like there's very little counterplay to the back bumpers too. But yeah, moving on to the next thing. I think just like we're trying to go through this quickly now. Like King obviously got a new string and stuff, and they're always going to add new strings and moves to characters. But one thing that was crazy was
King is gonna be number
bronze
1
do chip damage, and if you
in the
break it, you
next.
take chip now. And as you can see, when King is in heat, they're also homing as well, which is one thing. I really hope that King
You break,
has been nerfed,
you
like,
get
a lot,
chip.
so that they just trying to buff his throws, which I'm. Let's talk about this, man. Chip damage from taking throws, Kavis.
Bro. Like,
I've legit started to practice King.
it's like, here's the thing with Tekken 8. There've been certain times where I'll say, like, as a meme, I did the right thing and I got punished for it.
Mhm.
And I feel like in this situation, like, obviously, like, I think the only comeback here is like, oh, but it's not that much chip damage, but it's still taking damage for breaking a throw correctly. And
Which
what's
should
really
be
good
very
is
rewarding.
they've made Shining Wizard and Giant Swing homing, which I think is going to confuse the animation for breaking it even more. It's like I broke the throw and now I'm taking some chip damage for it, and at least, like, King's not plus after, he can continue pressure. Maybe I can get that chip damage, that recover life back really fast, just like a down forward one. Hey, I got it back. But it's a it's a strange decision. That's the best. I don't know anyone that asked for this. I
Yeah,
don't know
you
anyone
have to have a
that
reason for it.
contemplated this as something potentially coming to the game.
When we all know that not every
Like,
character is a
strange,
grappler.
because who sat there
That
and
means
was
that
like,
this is
when
the
you break a
mechanic
throw,
that is
then
only going
you
to
should do. I feel like that's the flaw of that, is
value
because when they're in
King
heat, everything
players,
does chip damage, and they're like
right?
everything, but throws don't. So throws, I feel
If
like
it's you
that's how
well,
that
nice.
conversation might have come about, but it's it's a strange decision. That's my final answer, Lucky.
Joker, I'm gonna ask you the question as well. What do you think of this? I know you're a big fan of it. You love this change.
Nah, this one I can't even joke about. This shit is insane, man. Like, why are you getting punished for breaking a throw, man? It makes no sense. So what are we meant to do? Just duck it? Is that the game plan now? Just duck throws?
Yeah, duck throws and
I don't
eat
like
the
this.
running three on your
I don't
face.
like this one.
Okay, a straightforward answer. PDX. Wait, what do you say?
He's-
Sorry, you didn't.
He's
cut off.
muted.
You muted.
He's muted.
Sorry, I have nothing to add. I was trying not to laugh too much in the mic.
Okay. Yeah.
I have nothing to add. I
Okay.
pretty much think the exact same thing.
Speed, you've been laughing like crazy, bro. What's
This is a really bad change. Like it's actually, I can't imagine anything good about this. I no, I just don't know. I don't know what we. I don't know what the direction. I don't know what the idea was. They were like, you made him hold the grab, but he broke it anyway. You know how hard it is to break a grab? That's a whole like it's easy. We over time it becomes easier for us, right? Um, but like how much demand. So I coach a player, I coach a new player, and they talk about throws. Or like, yo, I have to fight this character, learn how to react to throws. I'm like, yeah, here, this is a good way to learn how to react to the throws. This is all this stuff, right? It's something you practice over time. You'll get better at over time. It'll feel really good when you start to do it. And it's not gonna feel good when they start to do it because now they're gonna take damage, right? In heat, the other guy's gonna be grabbing and they're gonna be like, "Oh man, I know how to break throws. I did all the time learning how to break throws. I'm still taking damage. I want to duck." And they're gonna get mad at the game. It just makes no
I'm
sense.
gonna duck and
I
see
I
if
think it
he
would have been
doesn't
cool if
throw,
King
and then
took
he's
damage
gonna
from
do a
us
mid.
breaking the throw. That gives
Yeah,
us
yeah.
that because the throws are already really difficult to break. The giant swing, dash giant swing, and shining wing
Yes, my
itself are
favorite
really hard
move.
to break, right? And
Pedigree.
if King took damage
Pedigree's
for you
cool.
successfully breaking a throw, then that gives us like some reward. It's not a crazy reward, but it's some reward, right? It's recoverable health anyway, and it's only a small amount anyway. So I think it would be nice because now King gets like reward. Well, I guess anyone does it. I heard this is a universal change. So this is like not just
Yeah.
King,
Mm.
everyone, no matter what. So I guess they want to. I could say the only reason they would have done this is because they want to encourage people to use throws more. Because
Yes.
as like just in general, So I can think that's the only reason. And I think throws are very strong. They're 12 frame, sometimes homing, and sometimes quicker. And you can use them as counter hit tools almost sometimes.
But
And I have actually
throws
played
are
with
not even a threat at the
throws are
very
a
highest level.
counter hit, and they just becomes a lot harder to break. Maybe they just want people to use.
I can
throws
show
more
you my strats,
by giving chip
how
damage.
good I am
That
at
has to be
throw
the reason.
breaking, by the way. My throw breaking is very good.
I'm,
And how
Apparently,
you
according
control,
to the
like,
stats
break
of
too hard
Tekken.
to break.
yeah.
Like,
I think this change is scary, man. This one is like I don't know who brought this to the meeting, the board meeting, and thought like this was a good idea, man.
So you guys just want it gone? Like, would you? Let me ask you. Would you guys like it to be reversed? Would you like it to be reversed? Like that, so that
Yeah.
the person gets chip damaged instead,
Oh, what I like to
like the thrower to get chip damage.
that sounds extreme. I think it was. I think it was fine before. They buffed throws by making throws. They gave us the counter hit throws. They gave us the power crush punish for
Mm.
throws. They gave us the power crush guaranteed. Power crush counter hit throws. I think throws were buffed well enough. I don't understand why. I don't know who thought throws needed
Simple.
another change, another buff, and then
Mm.
to make it so that you get buffed for where you're punishing the guy for breaking the
It's
throws. I don't know.
unbelievable,
I don't know.
man.
I give up.
Let me just
I'm
go
not even
grab
talking
some
about
this
this.
water,
one's
man.
That's so crazy.
I think this one's the worst change of everything they showed for me anyway.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
it doesn't appear there's a
Mhm.
justification for it. And I
Yeah.
think as well, like speaking, it's mentioned it's like they just they want us to just do more throws, but at the end of the day, they have made throws so good in this game to the point where if people aren't using them now, you're never gonna get people like power crush punish throws. Like you can launch -14 power crush if you have like we saw Gosane do it ATC versus Clive versus Kato. He did the power crush, Gosane punish with the launching throw, and that was high.
That was sick. Yeah.
It's like that's if people aren't using throws now, like you're never gonna get them to use. When people are using throws, you
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
Maybe it's because King players aren't because they're too busy trying to counter hit you with their counter hit
Yeah,
tools.
maybe the buff throws. Yeah, yeah. All right.
But I
Quickly
don't know.
then we have Yoshimitsu Flash. We all agree Yoshimitsu needs to be heavily nerfed, and they made the recovery on the Flash a lot more. And it's a lot more because they actually did a jab afterwards to show just how the recovery is. It's definitely a lot more punishable. I know you guys are going to be all for that. And we're hoping that Yoshimitsu also gets a lot of other nerfs as well. Is there anyone on the panel that disagrees here with that?
No.
Yeah, cool. I think we don't really say much more. There is a new move that was also added in with Yoshimitsu, but it's kind of unimportant. It is what it is. It's okay. If you want to see it, I can show you right here. It's a move that goes into the pogo stance. I don't know what it's called, but I call it pogo stance. And it seems it seems interesting. It seems wacky and gimmicky, which is what Yoshi's all about, man. And moving on to our final character, Jin Kazama. Jin Kazama. I mean, it started off really good, when this showcase here with Jin. 214 -10, up forward 2 -10, down 2 +4, and no longer knocking down on counter hit. no longer given a launcher. We all agree with these changes, or do you guys think it's too much? Does someone here think that 214 or 42 was nerfed too much?
I think 214 was nerfed too much. I think they should have just let it not counter hit and knock down, and maybe you shouldn't be able to delay 214. In my opinion, I think minus 10 is a bit too much, but I understand at the same time.
Okay. So yeah, that's up for, and then obviously they showed up for 2 as well as being minus 10. I think everybody was asking for that, and we're very happy about that. Shout out to Daniel Mardo, who's going to be complaining about that for the next year. But down 2 also. I mean, Joey Fury said it very well. I can't believe they let that rock for 14 months. I mean, that's pretty crazy move, and I think that I'm very glad that that's been nerfed as well. But they also showed that Jin wasn't left alone when it comes to some changes and some buffs. You know, he actually got some cool stuff in Heat, some interesting stuff in Heat. What do we make of this? I mean, Speed, you said that you're very good against Jin and you do your thing. Like, what do you make of this stuff?
It's gonna be a lot harder to. I need to see the other changes because that move seems ridiculous. He just gets to do like apply mix up. Like he gets to apply. The thing about Jin is that he always kind of has to make a decision between if he wants to do an oppressive button like Demon Paw, like forward 4, like 2-1 finish even.
Okay.
Right? If he wants to do that, or if he wants.
Okay, I'm just gonna
activate it
eat
and mix it with,
meanwhile
like, actual pressure.
while I'm hearing them.
Him being able to.
I'm just
do
gonna
an
turn off the
advancing
cam for a bit.
mid into the plus on block, into the stance means that he no longer has to decide: do I want to put a hitbox on the screen, or do I want to go in? He can do both at the same time, and I think that's overall not good. But again, like I said, I need to see the rest of the changes.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, do you agree with that, Pete?
Yeah, man. I think that move is insane. I feel like it was covered very well. I was about to bring up the change they showed after, where his Zen stance, the low, is now.
Guess
3
I'm
frames
just gonna
faster.
turn off the chat.
And to complement that, they made the Zen 2-hit string, the 1-2, heat dash launcher.
Like,
It just
did
feels
Jin
like-
needed anything
it feels
else?
Like,
I
Lars gave
mean,
him some notes and like, hey, why don't you do this instead of what you've been doing? You know.
Well, I think all these new changes might come with a little bit of nerfs
It is
as
what it is.
well.
I think we're gonna have to wait and see the rest.
Remember
of the,
that.
the moves, the changes, so that looking at this, it doesn't. It still looks like Tekken 8 Jin, if you know what I mean. You know, it's not. It's not like Jun, which has changed considerably in Tekken. As long as everything else has been.
What's up? What's
nerfed in
up?
some way, like maybe
Javis, how you
and
doing?
other stuff. We'll see how it plays out.
मैं तो भाई अभी सैरी करने लगा हूँ, अपनी खाना खा रहा हूँ बस.
What do you make of this?
It's something like I don't. Oh, it's like they take, because again the first thing they showed with Jin was the nerfs. You know, it's like, and they were all good nerfs, stuff we've been talking about. But
Look at
I
that!
don't know what the word. I don't want to say it's like out of touch, but maybe it
Wow.
is. But like to show Jin buffs at this in this political climate is quite interesting. It's quite interesting because
Climate.
you know, we saw Jin at the finals, and we saw a lot of Jin. So showing him getting, like, we knew he was gonna get, every character we know was gonna get some buffs and some nerfs.
Yeah.
Just like, let's focus on the nerfs, please. Let's focus.
Audio
on
बहुत low है.
playing the
Hold
character
on.
a bit more
Let me
palatable.
do it.
But yeah, like they made the Zen Power Crash faster. The forward for 1+2 is basically he now has Morning Crow. He can do the Omen mix up now easier.
Should be good now, right?
Out of it, and I think that Omen Hell Sweep when he did 2 hits was -14.
Yeah.
I want to say, I think that it's okay sometimes to nerf a character and not give them any buffs. I think that's okay. Like, the thing is, if we look back at Season 2 of Tekken 7, where Geese was like a menace, and he got nerfed, but then in another way, he also got buffed, because they allowed him to have a tailspin in the open, which allowed him to really up his damage without walls. So in a way, it's like, I remember Khan from Pakistan, who was one of the best Geese players in the world at the time, a lot of people saying Geese is dead now, Geese sucks, and he was like, no, Season 3 Geese is really good. He might actually be better than he was before, right? So they nerfed him in some way. Back 2 got nerfed, but they also buffed as well. And I feel like it's sometimes okay to just like nerf the character. Like if they just show a 2-1-4 up 4-2 and down 2, and they show those nerfs, first of all, like I said, the political climate, just show those, and I think that people would have been okay. But also, I think it's okay sometimes to not have to give support to a character that's getting nerfed as well. Be like, oh, we should give him something just because he's getting nerfed, right?
Yeah, and I think you know, something I said. We talked on the
I
I was
can't
on this
believe
podcast
this,
like a year ago or
guys.
something, right?
Mm.
And back then I said, okay, this is a fantastic like base game. I think, right? I think Tekken 8, the changes to the system that they made initially with
Upgraded?
8.0, were all in a great direction, right? The Magic Fours being gone, low parry, tailspin being gone, all this stuff was pretty, you know, being gone pretty cool. I didn't like Heat, but even the Heat burst got nerfed, and I was hoping the Heat would get toned down even further. A big part of that was understanding that it was like the first year of the arcade release, right? Like
Yes, some of
if you
the
look at
stuff
the past
that
games
they
where they
have
released
given
an
to the
arcade, they would
characters
release and
seems so
have a bunch of
irrelevant.
changes, a bunch of crazy stuff in the game, and then they would pull back. They would just take away stuff, right? Okay, this shouldn't be here. This string shouldn't be here. Remove this string. Remove all this stuff, and then you'd have a game.
It's really absurd.
They seem to maybe have forgotten that formula, and they're balancing this like it's a new updated season, like Tekken 7, the next season, like the post-release Tekken 7 seasons, right? After Tekken 7 came out on console, then they started adding in new things for the new seasons. It seems like that's what they're doing here. They're not just continuing to design the game by removing all the extra stuff they added. They're removing stuff and they're adding stuff. Like they're balancing, like they want to keep it at this current power level,
Right.
which is pretty not good in my opinion. I think a lot of people were looking forward to stuff getting toned down so that they could enjoy more of the game and the system that Namco had presented us with.
Yeah.
Maybe they continue to tone things down throughout season 2, but as far as what they've shown, it looks like they're trying to remove things and then add things, and that's kind of not good.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that we're all in agreement here that we want to see more nerfs, and I'm hoping
No key
that
charge.
in a few days' time, guys, season 2 will be out. We'll get to see the full patch notes and hopefully a lot
And
of
no
the problematic
chicken.
characters. And I think a lot of characters are
Wow.
problematic
In an
you know,
aggressive
in terms of
game.
their ability to be able to put on offense and stuff. Hopefully, a lot of that stuff's been nerfed, and I guess we'll wait and see what they did because, you know, again, they have mentioned, you know, they've like explicitly mentioned that they know that they want to change defense to make it stronger, right? So let's see what they were cooking there, man. So that's all the characters done. I just want to quickly get your guys' opinion on the characters. So obviously we have
In
Anna.
the earlier
There's a stage
press
coming this
show,
summer,
like,
and
Nakachu
two returning
did say
characters
that,
and a
okay,
new
we are
challenger,
toning
which is
down
they
and
mentioned an
everything, and
original
then
character to
we see
Tekken, and they said
this.
also the colors that you see on the screen are a clue as to what
Tekken
the character is.
Hawk.
Now I'll give my opinion. I think that it's going to be, I think it's either Lei Bruce. We have Kunimitsu or Julia, and then a new challenger. I know that the Namco lads were in Madagascar recently. I don't know if it's going to be a brand new character from Madagascar or something. If it's an original character, God knows, but that's my guess.
I think it should be Bruce.
What do you think,
And
David?
please, no fuckum wrong. Thank
I
you.
think, bro, I just don't want the blue to be Lei. I'll be honest.
We're not ready for Lei, man. Not
I
right.
don't want Lei with 30 heat smashes, and I don't want that. Lei and Mada, like, don't let it be either of them.
Yeah.
Bruce would be cool,
Yeah.
and I think the purple was most likely Kunimitsu. I think it was weird she wasn't a base character.
Yeah,
They put so much effort into her design when she came back. Kunimitsu 2, she has a very popular voice actress. I was like, okay, they wanted to come back. And the new challenger, like, I think anyone says it's early to get a completely new character. Like, is it a bit early? I think we just had 3 new ones. You know, it might be
I'm
a bit
happy
early,
in
I
the
don't
new
know.
characters.
And yeah, but I think the purple Kunimitsu makes the most sense to
Yeah.
me. It could be Julia.
Hopefully not.
And then the new challenger, who knows, man? Could be Joker.
Yeah, could be a Pakistani character, man. Let's go. Joker, what do you think, man?
Well, someone said King Julian
The
from
Pakistani character would be
Kobe
sick.
said it, man.
I just hope, yeah, like it's not Lei, man. That's one. I feel like the amount of times I've lost that character, like there's been Pakistanis that have just not picked Akuma versus me and picked Lei instead, bro. Like imagine Lei in this game, bro. It's just gonna be insane. And like I just don't want it to be Lei and Mod. That's it. That's all I ask for. Julia, I don't mind, but Lei and Mod, please forget those characters. The new challenger, it could potentially be someone from Madagascar, like you said.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably gonna be someone from Pakistan, in my opinion. I think.
Pakistan, but let's go. Speed kicks, what do you think, man? What's your guesses?
I I don't have any guesses. I'm not gonna lie. I just hope it's Kunimitsu for the second one. I want Kunimitsu back. I love that character.
Yeah. Made you a lot of money
other-
on release.
Hmm?
It made you a lot of money when you had that release
Yeah.
tournament back in Tekken. I remember.
And look, it wasn't even on release. That was way after her release. I just picked up
Really?
the game again. I was like, oh, who's in this game? I saw Kunimitsu, picked her. Oh my god, yes, that's mine. So
Nice.
hopefully Kunimitsu. Other than that,
Yeah.
I'm fine with Lei. I hope to God it's not
High
Marduk or
speed.
Falcon Ram though.
भाई खेल लेता है वो
Yeah.
कुछ नहीं
I
खेल
don't
सकता।
I don't want Marduk players to ever be happy.
उसने जूरी भी खेली है भाई speed
Because
पे।
Marduk players' only happiness comes from the people they're playing as not having fun. So
Yeah.
like if they're having fun, that means crimes are being committed. So hopefully not Marduk. Hopefully Kunimitsu
Yeah.
and a new character. I'm interested. I'm actually really interested. I was hoping we'd see one.
Yeah. VDX.
Yeah, I said before that I think Anna belongs in a game with Nina, and I came from Tekken 3, so I think Julia belongs too. As much as I don't like fighting against her, and
course.
unfortunately, I feel the same about Lei. You know, I grew up
I
with my dad watching kung fu movies, and
Yeah.
Lei Wulong was a character we all enjoyed. Nowadays, I don't think I would enjoy fighting against him, but I feel like the character he represents and the gameplay he represents is very unique. I enjoy
Yeah,
that
true.
from a very casual standpoint as a Tekken.
Yeah,
Lei
true.
I also
player
think-
Big
from
fan
the
of-
very
Jack
beginning
Chan,
always
like,
had
Drunken
some
Master, all
sort
that
of
stuff, yeah.
upper
And
hand
then I think
over
seeing
other
Muay Thai in Tekken is usually
people.
cool, even though again I hate fighting against the Muay Thai characters. They
Mm.
are probably the
I
exact
have no
characters
shame
that I'm the worst at.
Right.
accepting
But
this.
I think it's
The
cool
Katsu don't
representing
understand
that
Tekken
style of
fan
gameplay.
base.
In,
Next character is
in a
Armor
character.
King.
Yeah.
Whether it's Bruce or Josie, and
Hmm.
probably hopefully not Fakum Ram.
The blue
That'd be
color
cool,
man.
man.
What's
Yeah,
up with
and,
that?
I think
Sean?
I think that Muay Thai might be actually one of the most effective and popular martial arts in the world.
Bruce.
You see it very often in MMA as well. Like Muay Thai is super important, man, in fighting, kickboxing in general as well. Yeah, what do you think of the new challenger?
Yeah, I think someone from Pakistan just makes sense. It just makes so much sense for that to be the one to pick.
Hmm.
So, yeah, if it's not that, I will be very surprised.
Cool. All right, cool, man. Well, ladies and lads, that's the kind of overview of our opinion here on the Tekken talk, and I want to also say, you know, like that.
बच्चे खुदम सुन रहे
When
हैं
it
इनको
comes
क्या
to
कह
the
रहे हैं
Tekken
नया
8, I
अपडेट
think
आया
that the game
गेम का
has
तो उस
become a
पे
lot more
बात कर रहे हैं
accessible for newer players. You know, it's become easier in some aspects, in a good way. And of course, like, you know, having a tutorial mode and all these kind of things, I've seen a lot more new players join the game, which I think is great. But one thing I do want to talk about quickly is I want to talk about specifically Street Fighter in a way that it's become such a big game now. Such a big game. The amount of concurrent players that you have in that game at the moment. I've been to Japan a couple of times now, and it's the biggest game like in Japan at the moment. It blew up, and I believe having spoken to the Street Fighter community, they were talking about how, you know, there were events that they did down there
Bro,
with like
Street
really
Fighter
popular
is
content
not
creators
for
and stuff,
Tom,
and it
Dick,
just
and
made
Harry
the game
Tekken
blow up.
fans.
And it's
Come
not
on.
specifically that they changed anything in the game itself, but the stuff they did outside of it, I think it really lended itself to help the game to grow and become more popular. So I want to just quickly get your opinion on that. And another thing is also, before so I can finish, that I've seen so many collaborations with Street Fighter with like companies and different things, like when it comes to merch. And I think that Tekken has been doing that, Namco's been doing that, which I think is great, fantastic. But you know, one of my favorite ones is the Nike one that they did, right? So they got the Nike Jin and the Kazuya shoe. I actually have the Jin one, and Joker got his recently. I think it's great. That kind of stuff is I would love to see more of that. You know, I know they released those Tekken watches as well recently, but I mean, I'm like a massive fan of like the G-Shock series, G-Shock and Citizen, and these kind of Japanese brands, Seiko. And if they, you know, doing these kinds of collaboration, I think it really helps as well. You know, like look, I'm a G-Shock fan, man. If they added Tekken G-Shock, I would get that frame one. You know, but yeah, they have been doing collaborations. But man, Street Fighter, I just see it everywhere. I went to the B-side label shop with Joker in Japan, in Osaka, and I just saw like Street Fighter stickers everywhere, and I'm like, where's the Tekken stuff? You know, I really hope that there can be maybe more collabs, and I think that it would help. And stuff like Pakistan versus Korea and these things, also these exhibitions, tournaments, they help to get, you know, more players in the game. I think Jam Slam, you know, you were heavily involved with that. I think Speed and VDX, and I think that kind of stuff is super important as well, right? What do you think, you know, when it comes to like growing our player base, VDX?
I think the easiest quick change I can think of, it would be so cool if tournaments were publicized in the game somehow.
Mm.
I think that
Mm.
the fact that even someone like me who makes it a goal to cover as many tournaments as possible will miss tournaments is crazy. Like, how is the average person supposed to keep up with everything happening? And I don't know what the most optimal way to cover it is, but I think that's a quick change right away. There's already a news tab. People want to see tournaments. The amount of engagement people have in tournaments is very high. People are excited for these things. The storylines, the meta, having players to study, all of these things are really exciting to people. And I think that even just that kind of quick cue of like, hey, by the way, there's a tournament happening, because not everybody's on Twitter.
Right.
Like, not everybody is getting announcements on like short form media or whatever platform they're on. So I think in the game where they play would be a great way to just plug in like, hey, tournament happening, tune in. I think that it people want to see the tournaments. They just need to be reminded. There needs to be more broadcast. I thought the Boz and Soup collaboration, the promotion for that was insane. I think that set an amazing standard for how we could be pushing player storylines, getting their perspectives, even just the images that were commissioned, like the artwork. It was so impressive. I love what Pakistan versus Korea did.
Absolutely. Any thoughts, BKX, on that?
Yes, I coach a lot of new players, and a lot of times I hear like, "Oh, I got into Tekken because of the Sage Jam Slam," right? Like that's something that's like very, very common actually. So the community work on as far as like tournaments and exhibitions go, they kind of have a really big impact on getting newer players involved in the game in a way that's deeper than just like logging in and mashing buttons, right? It makes them want to like see what's going on. They start. I play a lot of Street Fighter too, so I've seen like how it blew up in Japan, and a big part of it is they were doing also tournaments like that, right? Like where they have like content creators work with pros, and then during the time where the content creators and pros are like playing together, they're talking about stories, they're telling people about like the lore, like the Daigo parry, they're telling them about all this other stuff like the Street Fighter history. They're making it, they're kind of like mystifying the community to not just the content creator, but like to their audience, and the audience sees that they want to get more involved, and it just generally gets people, exhibitions, crossovers, merch, all of that stuff. It all adds up together to kind of make people want to get more involved with the game.
Yeah.
So I think more of it is a good thing.
For sure. But we need more of it, Kawis.
Yeah, I agree, and I think VDX mentioned something. I've said this before in the past. Like that, we have a news tab. Like I feel like just if it links to like if it doesn't have to be every tournament, but like if it's challenger and at least Tekken or tour events, something like that to help spread awareness that people know this master event's happening, this challenger event happening. I don't know how much update that would like if the game has to update to add to the news tab and then stuff like that. I don't know. But I think in terms of like Street Fighter do a great job, and I think that we should collaborate with Street Fighter. I think. Because we've done that before. We brought a Street Fighter character to the game. Why don't we do that again? Why don't we bring him back?
So, Joker, what do you
why
think?
don't we?
What's your opinion on this whole thing? Yeah, we're going to mute Kobe now.
I think we should do more collabs, like you guys mentioned, with content creators and stuff. And I think what FGX said about finding information out about tournaments is so important. So many people come to my stream and ask me, "Oh, how do you find out about tournaments and stuff?" I have social media, but I still can't find out about certain tournaments. I think having something as simple as, in the Fight Lounge, the news tab. I think one big thing that needs to happen, which I'm sure everyone agrees with, is whenever there's like a big tournament, a Tekken World Tour tournament, like why not just let us watch it in the Fight Lounge? Like, how hard is that to implement? Like, I don't get it.
That'd be awesome.
Like,
yeah,
something like that should be a thing. I think that really help the game tournaments. Yeah, I think stuff like that needs to happen more, and I think more merch as well. Not underwear, but like actual like t-shirts.
they got underwear. I'm getting underwear, bro. That underwear is sick, bro.
No, bro, I'm not getting that underwear.
Yeah,
I want like
I know you're gonna wear it.
No, I'm not. I want like t-shirts and stuff like that. It's cool.
Yeah, it'd be sick. They actually just announced recently, I think on the Tekken Talk, that they have the
What's
JB
up,
Star
Orochi?
t-shirts now as well, which are awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way,
Sorry,
guys,
put the
thank you so
message
much
late.
for watching the Heat Speak podcast, guys. It was great. And again, we do this podcast because we want to give feedback. We want to give our opinion. It's not
Wait,
just
my
to hate
mic
on the
is
game or
up?
anything like that, man. Yeah, of course, we as a community, we want to see certain things. And we have our opinions on it, but at the end of the day, we all love the game, so we want to talk about it. We want to give our opinion, and we're all gonna keep on playing the game, man. So at the end of the day, much love, man, and that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next time. Take care. Now, did you really think that I was gonna end the podcast there, guys? Did you really think that I was gonna end the podcast there? You guys are mad. You guys are crazy. Saying, "Come on, man. What do you think this is? What do you think this is?" Ladies and lads, the third topic, the final topic, NA versus EU. Okay, we're gonna start off, right? We're gonna start off with let's start off with Joker on this one. Joker, my friend.
Bro,
What do you
this
think?
Speed Kicks guy yaps so much. We should call him Tweet Kicks, man. He just doesn't stop talking. He's got an army of glazers on Twitter. It's unfair, man. You can't beat this guy on Twitter, but in game he'd get smoked, man.
Yo,
Oh
Speakers.
my god, bro! I don't know why my Twitter has Joker so tight. It might be because of what happened to him last time he tweeted at me. I don't know. Maybe.
All I'm gonna say is, my fellow Europeans, there's no point arguing with the Americans, especially Speed Kicks.
He said don't step to Speed Kicks. He'll cut you down too quickly. That's what I'm hearing.
All I'm gonna say is he can have the Twitter beef, yeah, but he'd get smoked in game like I smoked him at Golden Letters. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
That's great. You were at Golden Letters. I didn't see you. Were you there?
Where were you at CEO? Were you watching me when I was in the stadium? By the way, you saw me do the entrance.
Oh yeah. No. You remember when we played and you played my Nina, right? And you were like, "Oh God, this matchup is so hard." Right?
Oh,
like,
so you care about casuals now? What about when you got smoked at Golden Letters, bro?
What? That's what I'm just asking, bro. Because I remember I was telling you that when people warm up with me, they overperform, and then you warmed up with me, and then look, you went and you got top 8 at CEO. You didn't do it again next time I saw you. That was kind of strange. Maybe because you didn't warm up with my Nina.
I mean, you can have these casuals, man. You are watching me play at CEO. You can have the Golden Letters on. That's an invitation.
I can have the invitation. That was in your home. That was in your home, bro. I'm not Birmingham from. Oh, okay.
Okay,
There's a difference between what is it like a 2-hour train ride?
Okay.
Birmingham is outside of the UK. It's a special place.
What is
It's
that?
outside. Anybody listen. Anybody else got something to add? Look, Joker.
These Americans yap too much.
Mhm.
Especially Speed Kicks, man. Speed Kicks guy just yaps non-stop. He's not good. He's overrated. He's got infinite glazes for some reason.
Why are you so mad at me, bro? Listen, I'm just a commentator. I'm just the guy on the sidelines. You know what I mean? I'm retired. I don't even play this game anymore. I can still smoke you with my Nina, apparently, but that's very strange.
I asked you when you came to my stream, do you think NA could be EU? And you didn't even seem confident, bro, which is crazy.
I didn't say. What do you mean? I said yeah.
No, you didn't. You were
You say it's
stuttering.
doable. You said
it's doable.
It's doable. That's not confident.
Yeah, no, it's doable. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you guys we're gonna just straight up beat you because I need you guys to have some hope. You know what I mean? I want you guys to come in. I want you guys to be motivated coming in.
Listen, we will send our B team and they'll beat America.
Your B team, you didn't win last time.
How long ago was that? Why are you living
in the past? I mean, I'm just saying, no, because I learned from my history. I'm a smart guy, okay? So when I think about the history, I think, okay, last time we were minding our own business, EU said they're better than NA. I'm like, I haven't been paying attention to Tekken. They might be. I watched you guys play. I was first time seeing you play, Joker. It was actually crazy. You lost. It was 10-8.
I mean,
then
it was the thing is like you guys talk as if we got smoked. Is my first.
Yes, I wouldn't be
beat some
surprised
of your top
because
players.
Joker
some
used
of our
to
top
think
players.
that's
Okay, so you're going on now. Your first international, you beat some top
But
players.
that shows
Okay, cool.
Joker's
And
level.
then we had Nations Cup. What Gamers 8 Nations
Exposes
Cup?
Joker's
You
level,
didn't
basically.
play UK. You didn't play UK. You didn't play UK. You didn't play UK.
Didn't play UK. Yeah, of course.
You played a crippled
UK.
French team. You
Of
played
course
a
they didn't play
crippled
UK.
French team. I don't
Crippled
want to
French
hear
team.
that. You did not play
Crippled
UK. You did not play Germany.
We played Pakistan, bro. These guys played France. Nice one.
No, they
Very
played
nice.
Korea. They also played Korea.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
by the way, about Gamers 8, I will just say that last minute, they changed the seeding so that Japan was a seed 2 and Peru got put up to seed 1 because of Tekken World Tour points, because they had a South America Tekken World Tour, and South America had more points, and Rank 2 wasn't considered Japanese. So they put Japan as a seed 2. So Japan got put in the group with Pakistan instead of NA. So you kind of had a bit of an easy group as well.
Had an easy group. Okay, listen. All I'm saying is you guys, because you guys said NA. It's USA. Okay, it was Nations Cup. It was a country based tournament. You guys had 3 countries out there: Germany, UK, and France. France got smoked 3-0. That was just the cleanest 3-0 I've ever seen in my life.
Super come out and take that, you know.
Super, he was one of your best.
He's not even talking. Let's talk to us.
That was one of your best. And then you guys didn't make it far enough to see the US, right? Outplaced 3 different countries and smoked one in the
अच्छा, मैं
process.
देखता हूँ
But
कुछ
but then
चीजें
but
बंद
then
करता हूँ.
after that, doesn't the Tekken World Tour finals have more Europeans and better placements in
नहीं,
the
नहीं, नहीं.
finals in America?
What year? What year was that?
2023.
2023.
Where were you guys at EWC, man?
At EWC. Why are you mentioning EWC? That's not a Nations Cup, is it? I
Doesn't
thought we
matter,
were talking about.
bro.
I thought we were talking about team NA versus EU, right? The whole team orientated thing. Okay, I don't think whenever we group you guys up, for some reason you find a way to lose to NA. Somehow. What do you guys do?
Exercising and everything, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm getting active.
Bro,
I'm getting active.
the thing is that it's important though. It's important to
Mhm.
okay. Let me just tell you something that happened. This is a true story, by the way. I was in EWC and I was walking with some of the organizers, and I said, these rooms are really cool, but why is this one empty?" And they said, "This is where USA was supposed to be."
Oh.
Which I was very upset about that. When I saw that, I was like,
Mhm.
but couldn't you like invite them to just come and watch? And they said, "I'm sorry, they didn't qualify because they shit,
Mhm.
bro." That's what he said. And I was like, "Bro, don't say that
That's what
shit."
he said, man.
I said, "Don't say that shit. That's really
Mhm.
rude." And he goes, "But they are though. They fucking suck." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, bro."
Look, bro, listen, man. But Joker, do you have something to say about that one? Because last time I watched an EWC tournament, I watched you lose to Ty. So I don't really know
Listen,
if what.
Ty
what?
can listen. Ty and who else beat me? Fear Science have beaten me in Tekken 8. No
Yeah.
problem. They can have
Ty,
that, man.
they can have it.
That doesn't matter, man. Like he beat me final round, final game. It's okay, man. But what did Ty go on to do after that? What has he done? Like
What
what have the Americans done in terms of tournament results?
And
Like, you guys can't even win your own majors, bro. You guys can't even win your own majors. You guys struggle to win your own majors, man.
bro. Those guys. Listen, I'm not those players. Those guys barely go to tournaments. Somehow they
wait.
somehow they manage to.
Why are you competing then?
Wait, what?
Why don't you compete then if you're the big
Why
guy,
don't-
man? You should
I'm not the big guy. I'm not the big guy. What I'm telling you is that those guys, they barely travel, they barely go anywhere, and somehow they all every time I look at an NA versus EU event, NA's always winning. I don't understand how that happens. I'm actually curious. I'm actually curious. Don't you guys play all the time? You guys got like multiple 99K
Joker,
points, right?
Joker, what I don't understand is how
Wait.
Good
Caleb's
man,
gone,
yeah,
go on, what were you
No,
saying?
what I understand is how did me and Joker, two UK brothers, two European players, we walked into Florida, we walked into your own country, walked into
Yeah.
there. We both got top 8. Where are the Americans in that top 8? That's what I want to
Where?
know.
I don't know.
Where were
Look, bro.
Where you were
I
there,
just-
Speakers,
look,
where were you?
Yeah, that was my
PDX,
first,
you were there. Where
that
were
was my
you?
first week
Oh,
playing the
PDX.
game.
You were
you there?
both there. Where were you?
Felix, are you there?
Felix, were you there?
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
there.
yes.
I was there.
What
I got my JDCR win. I got my YouTube video, and I,
Yeah,
you know, I did my job.
Look, if I was European, I would be very upset right now. I'm watching supposedly two of our best guys come at like a content creator and a retired old streamer. That's so strange.
Listen,
Well,
forget
I'm
this.
on an equal foot. We're on equal footing, or what? How
Forget
is this? How is this working?
forget this retired shit. You put in more hours probably than me and Kayris combined. Listen,
There's
get your
just no
ass-
way.
Listen, get your ass. Stop competing, bro. Like, just stop with the excuses. You're gonna
They
get.
want me. You want me on the stick so bad. You can see the active from. You can see King Ray Jr. He went to your country, got second at your Masters.
Whoa, I
We
wasn't
went
there.
there. We went
I
there. We
wasn't
went there. We went there.
Were there.
Me and
You
Joker
were
went there.
there.
Me and
What
Joker
did
went there.
King Ray-
You weren't there.
Listen,
Listen, bro.
What did King Ray
Listen,
Jr.
bro.
do at Mexico? Did he even make top 8?
At
Me and
Mexico,
Kayris were there.
I'm talking about the Master event in the UK.
I wasn't there.
You
We
weren't there.
We both went
You
there.
should have been. You should have been. Apparently, maybe King Ray would have got another win. you guys let King Ray Jr. walk in and do that.
What happened the
man.
next day King Ray Jr. came face to face with European? What happened when
What?
Tetsu got his hands on him?
What
man?
happened?
What
Tetsu
happened?
ran up and did a hop kick.
Is
No,
that what you
Tetsu
don't want to play Speakers? Because of Tetsu, you're scared he's going to beat you like he did at DreamHack
Bro,
Dallas. Is that what you're scared of?
Speakers got
Speakers?
13 streak, man. He doesn't want this smoke, man. He gets
Look,
smoked in tournament.
Wait. I need to
Anything.
clarify this. Speakers, is he chatting shit? Because I didn't see this. Did he 13 streak you?
My Warren, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was
So-
probably
so-
worse.
so-
man. It was
yeah.
probably worse. You know what it was? I actually
What?
felt bad for him genuinely because there were people watching. I'm sure Richie was there watching, yeah. And
Uh,
I was like, bro, this is kind of easy. This is a bit.
Oh
too
yeah,
easy
yeah,
for
Ricky,
them.
Ricky was definitely watching it. If he just lost to me in tournament. So yeah. So on day 2 of what was the tournament in your country? The top 8. Oh, Golden Letters. Yeah, day 2 of Golden Letters, where top 8 was going on. You know, I sip on like 2 Red Bulls. I'm burnt out. I'm playing top 8. I'm struggling, bro. I'm old. I can't keep up. I sit down. I look at Joker. You know what Joker's been doing? Joker's been in the cash room the whole time. Why? Has Joker been in the cash room the whole
That's not true.
Why?
I asked you,
my
no,
bad.
no,
He went to go have
Yeah,
breakfast,
listen.
have some tea.
I said to you, yeah, I want to
Mhm.
play you. I said that to you when I first saw you. I said we need to play, and you said yeah,
Yeah.
sure. And what happened?
Yeah, sure.
I only played
Yeah,
before
sure.
that.
I gotta give you your run back. You know what I mean?
Run back from what, bro? You got
from the last time we
even
played, bro.
CEO, you lost to me, bro.
No, I did not lose to you. You were like, yo, this Nina forward 4. Oh my god, you're hit confirming that? I've never seen that before. Why doesn't y'all do that? You know what I mean? It was really bad. I was like, damn, there's no way he's praising my Nina this hard. It was like I've only been playing for like 3
this
weeks.
Guy's bragging about casuals, yeah. When
he watched
me as CEO, yeah, he watched me compete as CEO, bro.
So now I'm bragging about casuals. I'm the one bragging about casuals.
Bro, you were sat there watching me in a stadium, bro. How did that feel? You saw me and Kawis make top in your region.
I felt very proud. I mean, this guy was just struggling with my day 3 Nina. I felt like I could really be a competitor. And you know what I did after that? I went to Evo and I beat K-Wiz to get to get 9th place. You know what I mean? So thank you, Joker, for giving me the confidence to believe I could do it too in my old retired age. You're a great inspiration.
Hey, K-Wiz, fight back, bro.
No, but when here's okay. No, here's the thing. Now listen, speak it. You're a smart. You know percentages. You know numbers. Like nothing in this life can treat like 100%. I went to America, I don't know, 4 or 5 times last year, something like that. I only lost to one American that happened to be you. You know, okay, cool. But like the rest of them, like how many times? Of course, at some point I'm gonna have to lose to an American, man. You know, at some point it was gonna have to happen. Then I played Fear after that, washed him, and then I moved on to the rest of the tournament, right? But it's like at some point I had to lose to an American. I'm glad it was you. You know, I'm glad it was you, Speakers. You got that win. And this is why we want you to compete, man. You know,
well, this guy's just yapping, man. Tweet kicks, man. We change
VDX, what do you think about the EU versus NA? And be honest, because at the end of the day, if we look at the statistics, which our good friend Pun Life came out with, there's been a lot of statistics thrown around, a lot of rewriting of history from Speed Kicks. But the Pun Life came with the real facts, and he said that EU is actually outplaced a lot of America in actually many majors, including ones in USA.
I might have to turn
and actually, we asked a lot of the Koreans, and I know that you guys were not happy about this because I asked JDCR, and that one really set you guys off.
My brother is working right now,
and that was from his. I didn't tell him to say that. People said I paid him. JDCR has a lot of money. He doesn't need my money, bro. He said that himself. And then Kokoma said you guys suck, and it's like, bro, what's going on?
Might stream later, maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe tomorrow. I guess.
You know, the statistics don't lie, and I think that it is pretty impressive that even going back through Tekken 7, EU tends to do better than the US, do better than NA. They place really well, which is why I'm just surprised that the head-to-head seems to go our way. So
they got them shook. They're like big bro. I can't. They're like, oh my god, it's big bro. It's big. It's US. We can't beat him, bro. We've always been losing to the U. Ever since, you're the people who taught you the game back in the day. They were fighting for their lives against the USA. It's been going on for a long time. I get it. It's probably a mental thing, maybe.
Bro, you guys this guy yaps so much, man. It's insane. Tweet kicks, man. You should shut up and start competing, man.
Shut up and start competing. No, you want the old man on the 6. We got young blood that's gonna be ready to cook you guys as a generation. It's a generational rite of passage. You know what I mean? First you start learning the game. King Bray Jr. Gets his first, second place at a master
can watch this
in the UK. Good travels, get all this stuff. The next step in the rite of passage is beating up EU in the team event. I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be great. That's gonna be the moment King Bray locks in.
Listen, what's gonna happen when you guys get shut on, man? What are you gonna say? Tell me.
Win? What do you mean win? That's not gonna happen. What would happen when the sky is red? It's never gonna happen, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen. I'm asking you a question. What's gonna happen when you lose? What's your excuse gonna be? Oh, we didn't have Speed Kicks. We didn't have Jimmy J. We didn't have Ninja Killer, bro. Ninja Killer
have no margin.
Like,
what do you think of the Ninja Killer, Joker?
I don't know. I've only watched one tournament he's competed in, and he beat Joe Chris, so I'm guessing he's good, right? Yeah. But then again, I already beaten Joe Chris twice anyway, so that's not much of a problem. It's not a big deal.
What, you say he's free?
He's all right.